Hi everyone, today I'll be talking to you about how I'll be teaching the SAT evidence-based reading. Before I delve into the basic structure of the reading section, I'll be telling you, when I first meet with you, I'll be seeing which level you guys are at, and there are two levels which I'll categorize you guys at: basic, medium versus advanced and prep. Now onto the basic structure of the evidence-based reading. There is a passage in question, and I also wanted to emphasize that the reading section is called evidence-based, which means that all the questions' answers will be in the passages. It just depends on whether it is implicitly stated or explicitly stated. Firstly, the passages. There will be 5 passages with 4 types of passages. The first passage will usually be a literature passage, and the second, third, fourth, fifth will either be a social science, a historical passage, and 2 science passages. For each type of passage, there's a different structure, and I'll be teaching you the different strategies that you can use for these structures. For example, for social science, it's more analytical, while the literature is more based on character development and story development. Secondly, the questions. There are 3 types of questions that are usually asked in the SAT: command of evidence, word and context, and analysis of social science. These are just the types of questions. I'll also be teaching you the style of questions which is asked, which is implicit and explicit. And these are usually seen by the words in the question, such as the weaker words such as suggest, argue, infer, implies is implicit questions, while explicit questions are go more along the lines of according to the passage, or it could even say explicitly stated in the passage. And depending on which questions you ask, it changes the way you think about how to find the answer in the passages. Now onto how I will teach you guys, depending on the level you guys are at. Basic and medium level students, I think it's very important for you to understand the passage instead of focusing on the strategy. So I'll be reading the passage with you and pinpointing special grammar points such as referential phrases, comparative phrases, and important words such as but, nevertheless. Knowing these key points will actually help you get a quick grasp on the structures, which is why I'll emphasize this in the beginning. And then the next thing I'll delve into is the questions, the basic and medium level is where I'll be teaching about the implicit and explicit, so that in the advanced and prep section, you won't be needing to think about that as well. For the advanced and prep level students, I'll be taking a different approach. I'll be focusing more on the strategy and the structure of the passage. So for the basic and medium, I said I'd read out the passage with you, but for the advanced and prep, I'll be actually focusing more on the paragraph low resolution, which means that we'll just be talking about the outline of each paragraph and then connect these paragraphs up to make the structure. Alongside the structure, we'll be also talking about 4 points that we need to be thinking about at the end when we summarize the passage, which is the main point, purpose, tone, and also structure. By knowing the question style, the 4 points, and the structure of the passage, you'll be able to get to the answers fairly quickly and also efficiently. So while I was studying for the evidence-based reading, I used many different strategies, and not all of those strategies worked. Each person has a different strategy that they can use. So for example, if a person has a hard time reading the passages very, very fast, I'd suggest the memory method. And I have other strategies for different problems you have, so I can individualize each strategy pertaining to the problems that you face. I wanted to end this teaching tutorial by telling you about my personal reflection about my path. So I started off with a 550, and I thought it was quite bad because my best point was in reading. And in order to get from a 550 to a 750, I focused on trying to understand the passage, which is what I'll be doing in the basic and medium. And from a 750 to an 800, that actually took me quite a while, but by focusing on the strategy and the weak points I had when thinking about the questions and passages, I was able to get an 800 quite efficiently. And this is what I'll be doing with you during the class. See you in class.